Welcome to the news. Nate Diaz was getting filmed by someone in the crowd. Then this random dude starts walking in front of the camera. Diaz looks like he's about to fight him, but instead he puts his arm around his shoulder and gets him to pose for a picture. That dude was probably pissed off. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the news, where Diaz is set to take on Jorge Masvidal at the July 2022 pay-per-view event. But this footage was taken at the Paul vs. Woodley boxing event. Everyone knows that boxing match was fake, so how is Nate Diaz involved? Well, he was sitting cage side for the fight as a spectator. Many people believe he was invited because he's friends with Jake Paul's manager, Nakisa Offerman. Here's the clip that shows what started it all. The random guy walking in front of the camera is named Austin. He's a social media influencer. Diaz's crew asked Austin to take a picture with him, but Austin wasn't having it. The clip then shows Nate looking upset and taking a step forward. According to reports, the footage cuts off right before Diaz was about to charge at Austin. But where most people think this fight was over, the drama between these two isn't. This is what happened afterwards. Austin got interviewed by TMZ Sports. He said that Diaz walked up to him, tried to fight him, and was stopping him from talking to the cameras. So Austin shoved Diaz in the chest, and that caused Nate to fall backwards. No one attacked anyone from there, so Austin had no problems with it. But later on, Diaz's crew returned. They stormed Austin and stole his phone. The crew kept recording with Diaz's camera. They showed Austin standing there with his phone stolen and told him that they were gonna edit the clip to make it look like Austin was the aggressor. That's how we ended up with the video we saw earlier. Austin said Diaz didn't hit him, but his crew destroyed his phone. He also said that the video being posted online was retaliation from Diaz's team. This is what Austin told TMZ. So they literally just kicked me out of the ring. They tried to kill me. They tried to fight me. They were just trying to jump me. They were literally trying to mob me. They were trying to kill me. So they stopped me from talking to the cameras. They grabbed my phone and smashed it and threw it into the crowd. They were like, "All right, now you can talk to the cameras." That's how we got the video. I haven't seen the video, but I guess they edited the video and made it seem like I pushed Nate Diaz. So everyone's saying that I pushed Masvidal, which is complete nonsense. All I said was that Jake would beat him just like he beat Woodley. Obviously, he didn't like that, so his helpers took my phone and deleted the whole video. Now they're lying about it, trying to make me look like the bad guy. So now I'm offering $5,000 to anyone who can show me a video that proves I pushed him. Diaz's team did try to make it look like Austin was the aggressor, but their plan failed. There's clear footage showing Austin was simply walking towards the camera. The video then switches and shows Diaz storming towards him, meaning Austin wasn't trying to block the camera. He was just trying to walk away from Nate. We should also note that Austin is a small TikToker. Diaz is a welterweight who competes in the UFC. Even if Austin did push Diaz first, it would still be insane for Nate to storm over and try to attack him. Just last month, Diaz was fined $50,000 by the Nevada State Athletic Commission because he stormed the octagon and confronted the referee after his fight against Leon Edwards. If Diaz tries this same move on Austin, he's guaranteed to get an NSAC fine. It would also destroy his relationship with the UFC. Dana White would probably release him immediately. One thing's for certain, the fight between Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal is going to be heated. Their beef has been brewing for years. Both sides have traded shots at each other non-stop. Recently, Diaz said that Masvidal is a street clown, and Gamebred is responding by calling Nate a rat. On top of this beef, there's a ton of money at stake. The winner of this fight will be eligible for a title shot. So this matchup is super important. And to be honest, we can't wait to see what happens. Now, Justin Gaethje is telling the UFC that if they let Conor McGregor skip the line and fight for the title, there will be trouble. First off, Gaethje made it clear that he's number one in the 155-pound division. That means he's the mandatory challenger for the lightweight title. If the UFC lets someone else take the title shot, that person would be jumping the line. And according to Gaethje, that person is Conor McGregor. It all started when McGregor posted this video on Twitter last week. He challenged Justin to fight him next. Gaethje responds by posting a video of his own. In the clip, Gaethje wrote a message to McGregor. It read, "You haven't won a fight in 6 years at my weight class. Don't speak to me." Gaethje then addressed the fans. He said McGregor is so unimportant now because he hasn't won a fight since 2016 in his weight class. So how does McGregor get a title shot now? Gaethje finished his response with a threat. He told the UFC that he's the #1 contender. He told them he'd fight whoever they want, but then trouble will arise. So Gaethje is telling the UFC that if they let McGregor cut in line, there will be trouble. That trouble could be a loss for the UFC. Ratings are usually high for popular fighters like McGregor, but the same can be said for Gaethje. Last time he fought for the title, 800,000 people bought the PPV. The UFC doesn't need McGregor to sell PPVs anymore. Gaethje is a viable alternative. That being said, the UFC loves McGregor. They would probably drop Gaethje's name in a heartbeat if it meant making more money. Fans would probably lose their minds. If Gaethje got passed over for McGregor, things could get ugly. We'll be watching closely. Now, Chael Sonnen was recently released by the UFC, and now we know exactly what happened to him this past weekend. On Monday afternoon, we posted a video explaining the situation. We told you that Sonnen was reportedly held by the police in Las Vegas. The incident occurred this past Saturday night at 7:33 p.m. The police report states that Sonnen committed a small crime by hitting 5 different victims. Then around midnight, he allegedly hit 4 more people. This is what we said in yesterday's video. We're not sure why Chael was committing assault or what he was trying to accomplish by hitting multiple people. It also seems weird that he was held by the police but was not arrested. Usually if a guy hits 4 or 5 people, he's gonna jail. We should also note that the incidents happened on June and Tuesday. We're getting the report from Monday morning. This leads us to believe that Sonnen was not arrested because the crimes were not captured by a police officer. The officers were only notified after the damage was done. Either way, it's crazy that Sonnen was hitting people. Today we found out exactly what happened. It turns out that Sonnen was committing petty crimes. He was hitting people and running away before any police officer could catch him. Las Vegas Police Department spokesperson Larry Hadfield sent this statement to MMA Fighting. Comedre, he said officers arrived at the Luxor Hotel and Casino around 7:33 p.m. after receiving a call about a fight. The investigation revealed that Sonnen had committed a small crime by slapping 5 different victims. No officers witnessed the crime, so he was not arrested. Instead, he was given a ticket for hitting each person. Later that night, around midnight, police received another call about a fight. This time, Sonnen was accused of hitting 4 more people. Again, no officer witnessed the crime, so he was only ticketed. Hufflefield finished the statement by saying Sonnen was not detained and was told to leave the building. So this was not a huge deal. Sonnen was held by the police for a few minutes and was then told to go home. He was given tickets for the 9 assaults, but no arrest. At this point, it's unclear what caused this behavior. Maybe Sonnen was drunk or under the influence of drugs, or maybe he was defending himself. Until we hear his side of the story, we can't know for sure. That's why we're going to be on the lookout for an interview. Once we find one, we'll make sure to update you guys. Now, speaking of updates, former UFC 135-pound champion Amanda Nunes has responded to Juliana Pena's comments. If you missed yesterday's news, here's a quick recap. Pena defeated Amanda in December. This was surprising. Pena had only fought for the title after beating Aspen Ladd, who was coming off a 5-fight losing streak. Pena made it seem like she deserved the title shot because she's a real mom. She gave birth to her daughter. Meanwhile, Nunes has 2 kids, but she used a surrogate. Pena said, "I may have not given birth,